are in the basement with Tim Ross.
And this is another reason why these titles crack me up. Cause like when I'm when I'm scrolling through Facebook and it's like Prophetess Loretta.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is your Facebook page, fam. Are you about to prophesy with every post you make?
Right.
Do you have that type of oil? Like, what are we talking about right now, right? Apostle David. You know what I mean? Like this, I'm like, your first name's Apostle, fam? Like, how is your high school family gonna, your high school friends gonna find you're an apostle of what?
Right.
You don't have a church. You wasn't sent nowhere to build anything, to send anybody anywhere to build anything, which is the quite literal definition of apostle. So we got people that are so. I think these people are naming. Everybody wants to be different.
Yeah, that's it.
Because they're not okay with their lives. Tim ain't exciting. Right? And so I think we're trying to throw out what we do in front of who we are because we want people to be impressed with us.
Yeah.
Like, why would I be at the airport talking about I'm Pastor Ross?
Yeah.
That's like a so I just think it's, for me, I just don't want to be in a environment around people that are not comfortable with themselves.
Yeah.
Not comfortable in their own skin. And let me say this. Ooh, this is so good. The moment you start putting all these things in front of your name, the harder it is to stay an integrated person. Because if you prophetess all the time, now you got to prophesy.
Yeah.
If you pastor all the time, now you got to be a pastor.
All the time.
Right? If you an apostle all the time, now you got to be an apostle all the time. Yeah. Right? And what happens is at some point, there is a fatigue level that comes with what you do that's unsustainable. You know what happens when people can't be themselves? They usually swing violently to some very unhealthy version of themselves to distance themselves from the person that they've had to be. So now instead of like, I took the pastor hat off and came home and was just Tim. No, I took the pastor hat off and went to the massage parlor. Yeah. Like not a nice one. Like the ones with the happy endings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that's not too crass, but like this is like people are like
the basement.
It's the basement. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so, oh man, I've been pastoring and my life at home is too boring because why? I don't have an armor bearer at home and I don't have people that tell me I'm great all the time. I guarantee your spouse doesn't care how dope your sermon is, Mr. Pastor that's listening right now. She wants to know that you wash the dishes. Did you help the kids with their homework? Are you going to help me with these babies that you gave me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you can't do regular stuff, you usually escape to some unhealthy version of the same thing you have at church that you allowed to get unhealthy. Because when you get to church, everybody, you're like the man. And like, oh my goodness, pastor, you know, right. So you can't get that at home. So now you go into Delilah's lap, you crawl up into her lap and pay her $600 for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? To be yourself. But that's not even you either, because now you got to go home and still act like a husband to your wife, a faithful husband to your wife. And I'm sure plenty of women go through this as well, but I'm just talking about the dudes right now since I am one. And then you still got to try to be like a dad. And so now you've already been disintegrated 3 different ways, right? Yeah. You're an apostle at church, and then you're trying to be husband at home, but you're also a freak with this escort. Yeah. Right, that you've hired out for 6.5 months and accidentally fell in love with. The only way to get back integrated is to expose all those other people that you've been. Yeah.